74% win percentage, 8th all time.
These are two teams that used to be in the same conference when they were in Conference USA. For a while, we're in the same conference in the Big East. Now it's a Big East ACC matchup, and it starts off with the Cardinals controlling the ball. They last played on Sunday on the road against Pitt, won 77-53, played some incredible defense in that first quarter. There's the three-point shooter, Crislin Carr, doing just what we said she could do. First shot is in for the Cards.
You called it, Mike. A couple of players you can't leave open behind the arc on this Louisville team. She is #1 to watch out for.
Anissa Morrow can hit the three. First attempt goes off, and here comes Carr. Little stutter step, pulls back. Offline, the rebound goes to Morrow. Quickly ahead to Kendall Holmes, who's running the lane.
And we're going to see that all night from both of these teams, Mike. Both of them love to get the tempo going. They're high-scoring teams, so buckle in to see these women run up and down.
Yeah, Louisville scores 77 points a game. DePaul scores 80 a contest. It should be a thrilling back and forth matchup as the first foul of the game goes on Liz Dixon.
And here's DePaul. We mentioned Darian Rogers has the vision. Looking up ahead, Kendall Holmes beats all the red jerseys down the floor for an easy lay-in to get on the board for DePaul.
DePaul last played here at home on Sunday. They beat Georgetown by 9. Really balanced effort. They had 5 players in double digits. Nice defense there by Olivia Cochran, forcing the turnover.
And obviously when you play against DePaul, your first order of business is how are we going to defend Anissa Morrow. And on this play right here, you see Cochran fronting, not allowing the pass to get inside, and they had a player behind Morrow as well to not allow the lob over the top.
There's Van Lith. Van Lith will take her first shot. Rebound to the Demons. Bounce pass was to an unprepared Anissa Morrow. Meanwhile, on the other way, it's the other 24, Morgan Jones for 2.
And you have to be so careful with the ball against this Louisville team. They average just about 20 forced turnovers per game. We mentioned how they can get up and down the floor. That was just a miscommunication from DePaul.
Kendall Holmes loses it out of bounds, but she'll maintain possession. I mentioned the game that Louisville last played, how great their defense was. They allowed 0 field goals the first 8 minutes of action on Sunday. Darian Rogers from deep.
Darian Rogers has no limit when it comes to range. She has the greenest of green lights. You have to be ready to contest her a couple feet behind the arc.
Amazing that that talented a player is the second best player on her team. Cochran spinning inside. Well, I hope you like a lot of scoring because we're seeing it early on.
And I think that's going to be a strength of Louisville all night. They definitely have a size advantage. As good as Morrow is, she's just 6'1" inside. Cochran 6'3".
Morrow, the long 2. I mean, there is no spot on the floor she does not feel confident shooting.
Yeah, and in this game, that mid-range may work well. As we just mentioned, the size differential. She may find more success stepping out a little bit.
Give and go inside. Cochran with the left hand.
Yeah, how about the interior passing there, post to post. Liz Dixon finding a cutting Cochran, both of those two moving well.
Rogers with the pick from Morrow. The 3 ball is blocked by Dixon. Here comes Louisville. Dixon from one end to the other, cannot finish. Out of bounds, off of the hands of Morgan Jones.
Liz Dixon didn't get the finish, but what a sequence there at 6'5", a strong closeout, not just blocking it out of bounds, but keeping it in bounds, bringing it up the floor herself.
Morrow again inside, double teamed. Cochran comes away with it. Van Lith on the run. Cochran's getting a lot of shot attempts early on and making the most of it. A quick 6 points.
And she caught Anissa Morrow sleeping. It was just a simple hesitation, little ball fake, one dribble right around Morrow.
Inside for 2 and 1.
We mentioned the scoring of Anissa Morrow, Darian Rogers. DePaul, I think, is still looking for that consistent third or fourth scorer. Anea Peoples, a transfer from Notre Dame, certainly somebody who's capable of doing that really strong take from the left wing, absorbing the contact. A great, confident drive to get her game started.
That is 2 fouls on Liz Dixon at this point of the game, but she does not check out of the game at this moment. She's still in. The person who did come into the game is Nyla Harris, the freshman, who knocks down her defender. No whistle, and an easy 2 for number 2. Anea Peoples wasting no time. It'll stay here with DePaul. And this will be when Liz Dixon checks out. Again, those 2 fouls in the first 4 minutes.
You talk about the size from Louisville. 6'5" goes to the bench, 6'5" comes in the Utah Valley transfer, Josie Williams.
Jory Allen with the ball. Rogers, a nice crossover. Beautiful block. Morgan Jones.
Yeah, Morgan Jones transferring over to this program from within the conference, Florida State. An all-defensive player in the ACC in her time at Florida State, just elevating up for that block.
Rogers will take a deep one. Rebound to Carr, and there's a whistle. There'll be a foul on Jory Allen.
And that's just a real silly foul, one that frustrates your coach, especially a team like DePaul, who really, Mike, has been playing 5, maybe 6 players in a game, so they can't afford to get any of these starters in foul trouble.
And that's the thing, when your bench is used so little, how much do you have to worry about the fourth quarter being run down?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something that they've been able to succeed, as Morgan Jones, we saw her with the block on the other end, and just gets in, and now with the steal.
More turnovers forced by Louisville. Krislin Carr for 3, her second of the day.
And that's where she thrives, in the transition. Off of a turnover, you have to mark where she is, especially behind the arc.
7-0 run for Louisville, and another turnover. Carr all alone. Doug Bruno has seen enough. Timeout DePaul. What a stretch of two-way basketball by the Cardinals.
And you see the transfers getting involved here. Morgan Jones over to her teammate Krislin Carr, draining it from 3, but showing the skill on the defensive end as well. Carr off to a powerful start.
Ugh, this rental car is so boring to drive.
Let's be honest. The rent-a-car industry is the definition of boring, and the reason can be found in the name itself. Rent a car? You don't want a friend. You want the friend. You don't want a job. You want the job. The is always over a. That's why we don't offer a car. We offer the car. 6th, rent the car.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more spa days, more of what you love. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. That's more cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Don't miss these big savings. Visit inflationbuster.com.
Are your headlights cloudy and oxidized, making your car look bad? Are they underperforming when you need them most? Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit restores weathered headlights back to like new and keeps them that way for life. Stop wasting your time with solutions that don't last. Cerakote's kit includes everything you need to go from this to this. Simply wipe away oxidation, give them a light sanding, and apply the ceramic coating. That's it. The True Ceramic technology does the rest. They'll restore clarity, look great, and are guaranteed to last. Available at Walmart and Amazon.
We know y'all can cook real good, but sometimes the fam just wants Popeyes for dinner. And since our 10-piece box packs lots of our juicy mixed signature chicken everyone can enjoy, you want in too. Get it only at Popeyes.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
'Tis the season for a showdown in Miami as the Packers take on the Dolphins. It all kicks off Christmas Day at 12:30 Eastern on Fox.
A 9-0 Cardinals prompted a timeout. Bruno, let's go inside the huddle, hear what he had to say.
All they got is layups. The big people. The three. Tyler's got transition baskets. Strong with every touch of the basketball. How many turnovers we got? 4? I mean, 4 or 5 minutes? We're averaging one a minute. On a 40 turnover pace.
We can confirm, Coach, it is in fact 4 turnovers so far, and we mentioned that you cannot turn the ball over against this Louisville team. They are so dangerous in running it back to the other end where they already have 7 points off turnovers. And Coach Bruno mentioned Chrislyn Carr, the point guard transfer from Syracuse, already 8 points in this game. They've lost her in transition behind the arc. She's knocked down 2 of 2, so understandably so, a very frustrated Doug Bruno in that first timeout.
And for Louisville, all those 4 turnovers were all steals, all by different players who forced it.
Really impressive. They have really turned up the pressure, putting on the full court press. They're trapping, they're running out in passing lanes.
Samoro, fadeaway shot, hits the front iron. Carr with the board. 1 and done for DePaul. The freshman Harris. Layup's no good, but it'll stay here with the Cards. Again, this is a very good road team in Louisville. They have only 8 losses on the road the last 6 years combined.
Yeah, they have been so impressive, and it has to do with good starts as well when you're on the road, and they certainly couldn't have asked for much of a better start in this game.
Kiki Rimmer is in the game to give a breather to Anissa Morrow, but the shot goes up. That is a long 2 for Haley Van Lith.
Yeah, deep 2, but Haley Van Lith starting to confidently find that range again. Was off to a bit of an uncharacteristic start from 3 numbers-wise, but 3 of 5 in the Pitt game, and that was a pretty deep 2.
3-point answer does not go, but how about this for the Cards? They're up 22-9, and that last basket was the first one from Haley Van Lith in the game. Kristen Carr's shot is short, and they have Peoples the other way.
Lori Allen, I wonder if she's a little banged up. Just took a while to get down to this end of the floor.
Side to Rimmer. Floats it out to Jory Allen. Carr all over the place today. 3s, steals, rebounds.
Smallest player on the floor, 5'5".
Van Lith, no. Harris gets the rebound and draws the whistle. And yeah, you can see Allen limping off the court. Jory Allen, not 100% right now.
Yeah, we mentioned this team right now plays a very small rotation, so that's certainly concerning for the Blue Demons.
Carr thought about a 3, instead took too many steps, and there's a turnover the other way. So DePaul sitting on 9 points. They've missed 7 of their last 8 field goal attempts. Morrow's back in the game. Rogers strong inside. No offensive foul and no basket. Van Lith to Josie Williams. Cochran, who had a very hot start to this game with 6 early points.
That looked like a little bit of a push off there.
Van Lith inside. The ball is stolen away by DePaul. That was nice defense. Kendall Holmes getting her hand in there.
Yeah, a little bit more disruptive now from DePaul on the last couple of possessions.
Morrow finally hits a basket. They'd missed 8 of their last 9 before that one.
I'm not sure how she got that one to fall. She tried to get around Josie Williams, but kind of ran into a brick wall, but shot right over the top of 6'5" Williams.
Shot clock under 10. Van Lith will fire. That's an air ball.
Now a couple stops in a row from DePaul, starting to find a little bit more rhythm on that end of the floor.
Rimmer with the quick shot, well short. A lot of one and dones on the DePaul side.
Yeah, Coach Bruno not pleased with that one. I think shot selection is going to have to be very important for DePaul in this game, especially when you're trying to climb your way out of a hole. You want to know who you're giving it to and what spots. I don't know if that 3 from Kiki Rimmer early in the shot clock is the answer.
DePaul's 1 of 7 from 3-point range. Cochran inside, draws a whistle. It's an offensive.
Really nice take from Kiki Rimmer. Ooh, took a lot of contact on that one. Going up against 6'3" against Olivia Cochran. Nice job stepping in early for help, getting outside of that arc. But yeah, Kiki Rimmer just now getting up. Took a hip or a knee right to the midsection.
She is back up and will inbounds for DePaul, but took a moment. One minute to go in this first quarter. Inside tomorrow, splits some defenders and draws the whistle.
And that time DePaul really spaced the floor so that Morrow could get her position. On the catch, she draws 2 or 3 defenders right away, but able to sliver herself in between a little bit, and that's just where she's been so effective up to this point, not even midway through her sophomore season, is just finding creative ways to get to the rim.
Meanwhile, that foul is on Cochran, so that means on offense she committed a foul, then comes back on defense and commits one as well, so she's sitting at 2 early. Morrow only a 59% free throw shooter. It's still averaging 26 points a contest.
It looks like Coach Walls is leaving Cochran in the game. So if I'm DePaul, I'm taking it right to her, trying to draw that third.
Van Lith left alone in the corner. Fight for the ball comes down to DePaul, and they can hold for the last shot if they want. Instead, Rogers finds an open Rimmer, who misses inside. Morrow cleans it up, swatted away by Jones and out of bounds.
Sometimes a missed shot for DePaul is actually good offense because of how well Morrow rebounds, but what a block from Morgan Jones. Just coming in here, and she does it so well without fouling. She allows Morrow to get really half a step in front, and blocks it from behind. No chance for contact.
3 blocked shots by the Cardinals defense this first quarter. Morrow not interested in draining the clock at all. Drives right to the rim and gets another whistle.
And that's just a bailout foul for Louisville. You get Anissa Morrow to kind of just dribble around, toss up a prayer. It was the lower body on that one from the freshman Nyla Harris. You just want to be really vertical and straight up against Morrow, because a lot of times she knows she's going up with it, even if she doesn't necessarily have good position to make the shot.
What is Doug Bruno's philosophy when it comes to someone like Anissa Morrow, where you could say we'll hold for the last shot, but it seems to be more of, listen, if you see a lane, go get it with her?
Yeah, I mean, you talked about maybe that becoming a part of her game where she could still grow the IQ, but he trusts her to go and get a bucket.
He does have extreme trust, and he said he wants his players to have the freedom to make some mistakes. Meanwhile, Russell with a three at the buzzer. Barely heard from Marissa Russell in that first quarter, but she ends that buzzer-beating shot to give an 11-point lead for the Cardinals, who are shooting 58% from the floor on the road to open things up.
First order.
5 breadsticks for my triple treat. 3 layers deep, 10 Cinnabon mini rolls to eat, and the pizza plus another pizza.
The triple treat box, only from Pizza Hut.
Villanova.
Can you believe this?
Takes on second-ranked UConn. Is that play the game? Next Wednesday at 6 Eastern on FS1.
Saturday, it's a special day of football on Fox, featuring the biggest game of the year as the Eagles fight for the NFC East crown against Dak and the Cowboys. It all kicks off Saturday, Christmas Eve at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Back here in Chicago, an 11-point lead for the visiting Louisville Cardinals, and a lot of things you could point out that went well for them, but points in the paint is as big as anything.
Yeah, 10-point advantage in that category, and they've held DePaul to just 29% shooting. They've really forced some tough shots, and we're looking at Olivia Cochran there. She was a big part of the points in the paint production with 6 points, but she does have 2 fouls now, as does her counterpart in the paint, Liz Dixon, sitting with 2 fouls. So if there was ever time for the smaller DePaul team to capitalize, it would be right now with the 6'3" and 6'5" forwards on the bench for Louisville.
DePaul is a better three-point shooting team than they showed in that first quarter. They're 31% on the season, better than the 1 of 7 they had the first 10 minutes of action.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be smart. Like I said, make sure the right people are taking the looks, make sure it's in the rhythm of the offense.
Darian Rogers to Anea Peoples. Open look for Kendall Holmes, rattles out. That was a good look, though.
Yeah, that was in the rhythm of the offense. Drive and dish, just didn't get it to drop, but a better look.
Van Lith passes on the 3, misses on the 2, and Peoples has it. Peoples picks up her dribble, nowhere to go. Morrow wants the ball inside. Defended by Nyla Harris. Stops, pops, drills it.
I was going to say, I mean, you want to make Morrow work for her points. You couldn't defend that much better than Harris just did. What a touch for Anissa Morrow to finish a couple now right over the top of the defense.
As a freshman last year, she averaged 21 points a game, up to 26 this year. Van Lith's shot falls down, and Morrow has the board. You know, the funny thing about Morrow is, again, it's not like she was a top 10 recruit nationally. She really just blossomed under Doug Bruno.
Yeah, she's a great story. Under-recruited, goes on to become the National Freshman of the Year.
What a pass from Carr inside. Harris flips it out all the way around for an open look for 2, and that's good for Morgan Jones.
And that's just another lazy possession defensively for DePaul, not playing the full possession, just standing still. Nobody closes out to Morgan Jones.
You mentioned Jones transferred from Florida State. She was their team's leading scorer last year. I feel like she has more to give to this team offensively.
Yeah, I think she brings a lot as Louisville looks to replace Emily Anxler. Great offensive defensive player now in the WNBA. She adds a little bit of defense and size like Emily did.
Morrow loses the ball. Louisville has the opportunity, gets the rebound. Here's another mid-range shot. Falls to Rogers.
DePaul lucky that didn't drop. Morgan Jones looks like she's just in a shooting drill right now. Nobody's picking her up. Doug Bruno's not happy. He's going to call another timeout.
Quick timeout and a substitution as well. His team down still by 11 here in Chicago.
Hi, Phil Swift here. Before winter storms hit, get prepared with the Flex Seal family of products. A deep freeze can cause pipes to crack, but Flex Tape can easily patch those busted pipes. And when snow and ice thaw, it can leave behind even more damage. But Flex Paste can fill large cracks to seal out water. Flex Glue your old snow boots so they can make it through another season. Use on RVs and campers to help seal cracks and prepare for winter. Now you can make fast repairs even in the coldest temperatures. Stop cold drafts and insulate your home by sealing up windows and doors. Heavy ice and snow can cause major damage. But with the Flex Seal family of products, it's easy to make quick repairs, even in the toughest conditions. When winter's at its worst, Flex Seal's at its best. Make the Flex Seal family part of your winter storm kit. Flex Seal, because it works.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Do you know about its camera? Like the way it fixes blurry photos, magically erases annoying distractions, and even fixes photos taken with your old phone. Now that you know all that, did you know switching has never been easier? Start fixing with Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. Get Google Pixel 7 for free or up to $800 off Pixel 7 Pro.
Oh yeah, we need these, no?
You know what we do need?
Nacho fries, topped with everything. We absolutely needed these.
Introducing Taco Bell's new 7-layer nacho fries.
Oregon. Unbelievable. North Carolina. Look at this. The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Next Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern on Fox.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't. Driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
to know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
And you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
The visiting Louisville Cardinals holding on to an 11-point lead here, 27-16. You know, this is a squad that lost 3 starters, including the number 4 overall WNBA pick last year. But they bounced back for a reason.
Yeah, you see these 2 impact transfers, both coming from within the conference, which is always interesting. Going from being opponents to teammates, the point guard, Chrislyn Carr, and then the versatile wing, Morgan Jones. And I think, Mike, we're really starting to see these pieces come together with Haley Van Lith, with Olivia Cochran. And Doug Bruno, DePaul's coach, told us he's not going to be surprised if this Louisville team ends up back in the top 10 at some point this season, because you could certainly see how much talent is on the floor. And we're seeing so many teams like this because of the transfer portal. Teams have 7, 8, 9 new players. Teams aren't going to have it all going in early December.
Right, they started the season number 7 in the country and were ranked for the first 4 weeks, but have not been ranked the last 3 weeks. And their scoring has been down. Their defense, what they've allowed, has been up. Their shooting percentage, at one point they shot 27% from the floor in the game against Middle Tennessee State. But like you mentioned, it does feel they're starting to get that rhythm, the 4-game winning streak they're on.
Yeah, have been really impressed with their defense, especially in this game. And just a commitment to defend in the full court, in the half court, and the personnel that they have to do that.
And it's worth pointing out, they do have the 4 losses this year, and they had only 5 all of last year, but their non-conference schedule was really good. 8 opponents they played so far played in the NCAA tournament last year.
Yeah, and I think because of how successful they've been in recent years, it may seem like the building is burning down with a couple of November losses, but Jeff Walls is way too good of a coach to not change the course of this season.
Nyla Harris pops in 2 more for Walls and company. 2 more that come in the paint, where they have been dominating DePaul so far today. Morrow comes right down to her teammate, Jory Allen. We saw limp off the floor earlier, but she seems perfectly fine now. Van Lith. Only 2 points. Again, for Louisville to be up this comfortably with her only having 2. That's 2 more, though her foot was on the line.
And I think that's a great sign for Louisville because Haley's averaging 20 a game. There's going to be nights where she's off or a little fatigued because she plays so many minutes, maybe in foul trouble. You want to have a couple of people that you can count on to get you 15 or 20.
Largest lead of the night for Louisville. Anaya Peoples drives on Van Lith. Van Lith got a little part of the ball. Here comes Carr quickly the other way. Trying to find her teammate, loses it, and it's turnover. That's another timeout here being called by Doug Bruno.
And I think Doug Bruno is just frustrated at the ease with which Kristlyn Carr was able to get up the floor in transition. Anissa Morrow kind of tried to swat at her, but nobody moved their feet, nobody stopped the ball, and that's the #1 thing that has to happen against a good transition team, especially somebody like Kristlyn Carr, who's so quick with the ball and so good at making reads and decisions once she gets to the paint. So I would guess that is what prompted that DePaul timeout.
Join Fox Sports and nonprofit partner Up to Us Sports in giving the gift of inspiration this holiday season by supporting the Thanks Coach campaign to bring more coaches to underserved communities across the country. Visit up2us.org to learn more. So DePaul, only 3 points here in this second quarter.
And I still think this is where they can capitalize on Morrow inside because it's a smaller Louisville lineup right now due to foul trouble.
Marissa Russell disrupted that play by getting her hand on the ball. Blue Demons will inbound. Threes are not falling for DePaul. They are 1 of 10 so far tonight. Yet Morrow will shoot 1 of 11. Van Lith loses it, gets it back. There's Morrow with the steal. 3-on-2 break for DePaul. Van Lith with the defense.
Haley Van Lith with a couple of blocks, I believe, now in just the last minute or two, sprinting back. And I've been really impressed with Louisville's ability to contest without fouling on many of these occasions.
That's 5 blocks by this Louisville defense in the first half. Nine straight three-point attempts for DePaul have gone awry. Morrow in the lane travels.
And for Louisville, that's knowing personnel. They predicted that Anissa Morrow was going to drive down that lane. And Haley Van Lith sliding in to create that help, forcing the charge. Anissa Morrow is going to have to get a little bit more creative in her array of moves because Louisville is really locked in on that matchup.
Yeah, you're right. They called that an offensive foul, not a traveling. Meanwhile, quick shot the other side is in for Marissa Russell. Rogers trying to force the action and does.
Another tough finish. A lot of these DePaul buckets have been contested.
Jones through the lane. Offensive foul.
A couple of charges both ways in this game. A lot of athletic players. Ooh, and Jones calling for a sub. Having a tough time putting weight on her left leg. A little bit more there, but she's going to head to the bench for a little bit of a rest.
Olivia Cochran will check in for Louisville. See what happened. Might have been her left ankle as she landed there. The feed inside to Peoples with Van Lith on her. Van Lith, what a defensive performance, but a nice second effort there by Peoples. Van Lith inside has 2 players to pick from, and Harris gets the basket, but there's a DePaul player down and hurt. It is Anissa Morrow. A scary moment for DePaul as their star player has been down laying on the ground.
Yeah, I did not see exactly what happened, but she went down right away as play continued on.
She hasn't really moved since she hit the floor, although she's starting to sit up a little. Oh, it looked like her right knee, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like it may have been a collision with her own teammate, Jory Allen there. Anissa is up and walking, so that is a fantastic sign.
Yeah, it might have been her foot. It could have been her teammate stepping on her foot, perhaps, right there. Morrow's got a team-high 9 points right now.
And she is as tough as they come, so for her to be visibly shaken had to have been a pretty severe collision there.
She's a Chicago product. Played basketball at Simeon. Famous basketball institution, specifically on the men's side. Derrick Rose, of course, played there. Whistle on Nyla Harris.
But now, as a result, Anissa Morrow has gone to the bench. This is a really crucial 3.5 minutes or so to see how these 5 players on the floor can continue to operate without their offensive centerpiece.
Rogers does not get the pass. It's stolen away by Russell, who finishes for 2.
And that's really one of the worst type of turnovers you can have, is a pass back up to the top of the key deflected, because it's almost a guaranteed layup for the other team.
Rogers inside, forcing it. That's worked for her throughout the afternoon.
Yeah, Rogers is going to really have to step things up here the last couple of minutes of the half with Morrow on the bench.
And Kiki Rimmer might have gotten away with a little push in the back there. Rogers wanted that 3. You could see it when she hit the logo. She was putting it up. And a burst of offense for DePaul at a time when they desperately needed it.
Darian Rogers showing the versatility. She had just gone inside and then simply dribbling and pulling up. We mentioned her range, her confidence. And that's why Jeff Walls wants a timeout, because there's really, they did this at shoot-around. There's 2 players you have to monitor on the arc. Darian Rogers, one of them, Kendall Holmes, the other. And she simply walked into a 3. Frustrating possession for Louisville.
She can be a great 3-point shooter. That's now 43s on the season for her. She's had 7 threes in a game at one point this season, 6 in a game, 5 games where she's hit 4 3-pointers or more. In fact, her worst performance actually was her last game. She went 0 for 2 from deep, but she's hit a couple already today. And this is going to be another defensive stop for DePaul.
Well defended inside from Jory Allen. Looks like the officials are going to confer.
Yeah.
They're going to change it to stay on this end of the floor, Louisville ball.
And as you can see, Doug Bruno is less than pleased, right in the ear of one of the officials.
Not the holiday greetings Rod Creech was looking forward to.
Comfort and Joy are put on the bench for a moment. Inside feed, curled up and in, and she's going to the line. Olivia Cochran.
She's so impressive. First in her ability to really get position and just demand the ball. And as a guard, you love playing with a forward like that, that gets in front of her defender, that puts her 2 hands up, calls for the ball. And she has really been locked in on this game. And you see she has Allen on her back, and just one power dribble, uses her size advantage, uses her strength, and she's been fired up in this game, Mike.
Yeah, she had 6 points early on to help Louisville get that early lead, and hadn't scored in the second quarter until just there. So DePaul showed some energy, had a couple buckets, had a stop, felt like maybe they could make a mini run here. See if they can recapture that momentum. Feed inside is a tough pass into a double team, and they're going to call a tie-up. That's a quick call.
Tough call, but positive sign for DePaul that Anissa Morrow has checked back into this game after a bit of a scary moment a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, she needed a breather. Was only out for a minute or so. Van Lith will drive and kick out to Russell. Russell has made an impact on this game. She's now got 11 points. That's tied for the lead.
And impressed with the creating and the pass out from Haley Van Lith, who hasn't had the scoring opportunities tonight, but getting her teammates involved.
Morrow's first shot since returning to the game is offline. It'll just stay with DePaul, and you've talked about the importance of DePaul finding some defense. It's hard when Louisville won't miss. 7 straight made field goals for them.
Yeah, this is a really high efficiency offensive team. Multiple options, some players really starting to find rhythm.
Kendall Holmes misses the 11th out of 13 attempts from deep for DePaul. Van Lith fakes out her opponent, and a nice smooth two-pointer.
Van Lith is just so fundamental. Jab step, one dribble, stops on a dime, and she has that mid-range pull-up down to a science.
Boy, a minute ago it felt like DePaul had some momentum. Louisville's answered with an 8-0 run. Peoples can't hit the three. They are 2 of 14 from deep. Van Lith will take it all by herself. Rebound is battled for and falls to Rimmer. About 8 seconds difference, shot and game. Morrow inside, misses a layup.
And she usually makes those. You're seeing the impact of the size of Olivia Cochran, just making her think a little bit more as she puts it up.
Again, this is a DePaul team that averages 80 points a game. They're being held to 26 as we approach halftime. Van Lith's drive falls to DePaul. Chance for the last shot is in the hands of Darian Rogers. She gets a good look. That's good!
There's not many players that are a better option to have in the...
Ready to start the second half here in Chicago. Louisville up 46-29. Mike Hall and Kim Adams here with you. And very quietly in that first half, Marissa Russell tied her career high for scoring.
Yeah, Russell has been a role player on this team in her 3rd year with the program, starting to see an uptick in minutes. And I thought DePaul did defend Haley Van Lith well, so Marissa Russell really picking up some of the scoring for the Cardinals in the first 20 minutes.
And another stat that was a little surprising when you look at it is Chrislyn Carr has a double-double already thanks to her 10 boards along with the 10 points. Kendall Holmes' first shot of the half falls right back to her.
I would like to know if a 5'5" player, which is Chrislyn Carr's height, has ever had a points, rebounds, double-double at the half. 5'5" or below.
All right, so what does DePaul need to do differently in these next 20 minutes?
Well, I think they need to adjust how Louisville is defending Anissa Morrow, which is to throw double and triple teams at her on the catch. Morrow has been trying to force up some looks. When you're triple teamed, you should have a couple teammates open. So I think she needs to pass out and repost.
Rebounded shot from Liz Dixon is up and in. So does Morrow need to change her offense, or does DePaul need to change the way they use her?
I think she needs to be a little bit smarter in reading the defense.
She reads it there just fine, gets a little bit of space with a step back too.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier in the game, she's had some success in this game, pulled out from the post a little bit where there's so much crowding and congestion.
Morrow averages 26 a game, held to only 9 in the first half. Again, for most players, the phrase only 9 in the first half doesn't make sense, but she's such a good scorer. It applies there. Van Lith's a good scorer. First shot of the half misses. Ball goes out of bounds. And the official going to discuss. The first one said it'll stay here with Louisville. And they agree.
And we see Liz Dixon back in the game. She only played 4 minutes in the first half for Louisville with those 2 fouls. So she's probably ready to be unleashed a little bit.
Louisville dominated points in the paint in the first half, 22-10 advantage. And they're trying to stretch it again here. That attempt goes off from Morgan Jones. She fights for the board and will commit a foul. I like what I've seen from Morgan Jones today. You see the spark. I mean, she's had the ability to be a great scorer. She scored 36 points at one point in her career in a single game. But she's only averaging 10 in a contest this year. I think she could do more.
I think so too. She has great size for a wing player at 6'2", super quick, super explosive. I think she's still seeing how she best fits into this offense, but I'm with you. I think there's so much untapped potential left with Morgan Jones.
And if Louisville could find a consistent second score to elevate, boy, that could change the way they feel about this team. That shot is good from deep. Kendall Holmes, the three-point shooter, hits one.
Much needed. First three from a Blue Demon not named Darian Rogers. Kendall Holmes, the next best three-point shooter on this Blue Demons team.
Percentage-wise, she's the best, hitting 41% on the season. Carr with a step back, rattling out. There's a couple one-and-dones for Louisville. Peebles tries to take advantage with a drive on Van Lith. And Morrow desperately trying to get position underneath. There's a battle underneath with her and Olivia Cochran.
Yeah, and what's also helping is the perimeter players are pinching in. Haley Van Lith pinching in there, so she couldn't get the pass in.
Carr with a fantastic drive to the lane and a bounce pass to Dixon.
Louisville's doing a nice job of recognizing who they can help off of, which is allowing them to pinch in, as I just mentioned, on certain matchups.
Morrow with a quick catch and shoot. Rebound to Carr again, whose stats continue to pile up. Jones running the floor. Louisville will call this timeout as their lead has grown to 18, and Jones in some pain underneath the basket.
Kristlyn Carr, we mentioned at a double-double points and rebounds, but she's getting some dimes going as well to start this second half. The Syracuse transfer so quick in the open floor, finding her teammates. Louisville up big.
Take me up into the stratosphere. Live.
Are you tired of clean clothes that just don't smell clean? What if your clothes could stay fresh for weeks? Now they can. Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters keep your laundry smelling fresh way longer than detergent alone. Pour a cap of Downy Unstoppables into your washing machine before each load and enjoy fresher smelling laundry. If you want laundry to smell fresh for weeks, make sure you have Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent boosters. Shop for Downy Unstoppables online, including our lighter scent.
Fish not biting today?
Nah, nothing. Seems like they're as bored as I am.
I guess what you need is a Red Bull, the energy drink.
I don't need Red Bull for fishing.
Not for you, for them.
For the fish?
Wait, watch. Red Bull gives them wings.
Not bad, but not so good either, dang it.
Research shows people remember commercials with nostalgia. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's one that'll really take you back.
It's customized home insurance from Liberty Mutual.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When it's a precious surprise, it's more than a gift.
I get to see what Santa left for me.
This is Fubo TV. It's a better way to watch live news, shows, and sports without cable. Watch multiple games at once with Multiview. Try free at FuboTV.com.
DePaul.
Oh my goodness!
Creighton.
How big time is he?
Christmas Day at 4:30 Eastern on Fox.
Well, what Crislin Carr lacks in size, being only 5'5", she makes up for in everything else basketball. We told you her scoring, her rebounding, her assisting. She's having a great day today.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see her rebound the ball at 5'5", but she has it going offensively as well. I think this is where she's most dangerous, going defense to offense, leading the break. 10 points to go along with those 13 rebounds. Started to get a couple of assists going in transition over the last couple of minutes, but what an addition she has been for this Louisville team. Crislin Carr, first playing 2 years at Texas Tech, where she was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year, then played her senior year at Syracuse last season, and now finding a home here with Jeff Walls' group, and really fits in so well with something they needed, allows Haley Van Lith to play off the ball a little bit more.
Those 13 rebounds, a new career high. Previously, 10 was the most she'd had in a game. Long two for Morrow. I don't know if that's the offense they want right now.
She's their leading scorer, but it's more that it was just one pass and shot. Maybe look to get some movement, create a higher percentage look for somebody.
Carr feeds into Cochran. Passes out to Dixon. Some pushing inside. That'll be a foul on Liz Dixon. That's her third.
And Coach Walls kind of looking at her like, come on, Liz. We just got you out of foul trouble and back on the floor. They're definitely going at it in the low post. But unfortunately, Liz Dixon is going to have to head right back to the bench as she has a discussion, probably telling her, you're too valuable to us. We need you on the floor. We need you to be a little bit smarter in that situation.
Josie Williams checks in for Louisville. Kendall Holmes, who hit a 3 for the Blue Demons a minute ago. Anaya Peoples, that's a long 2. Rebound Morrow. This rebound to Williams. Carr driving the lane, found a hole and went right through it.
So simple. Just a simple hesitation, got Rogers to stand up, a little fake one-way straight line drive right to the rim for Carr.
Morrow is 4 of 17 shooting so far. And Rogers loses it out of bounds. Thought she had Peoples in a different setup.
You just look at that sequence there, Mike. There were 4 DePaul Blue Demons in almost a box, really close. You're not going to be able to accomplish much, especially off the dribble like Rogers is trying to do when there's no spacing.
6-0 run for Louisville. They've had a bunch of runs today. Started with an 11-0 run in the first quarter to give them a hefty lead. Van Lith picks up the dribble, and it is too far away from the hands of Olivia Cochran.
And I will say, if there's one thing DePaul has done well today, it's guard Haley Van Lith.
Saturday on Fox, it's a special day of football featuring the biggest game of the year. With the NFC East up for grabs, A.J. Brown leads the Eagles as they look to lock up the division crown.
Touchdown! He's been unstoppable.
But Dak and the Cowboys won't go down without a fight as they make their move on the top spot.
Oh, what a play!
It's all part of a full slate of games, Saturday the day before Christmas on Fox.
More truck owners are switching to Ram, which means more people with holiday spirit are switching to Ram. And more people with not so much. More people who love the cold. And more people who don't. More good neighbors. And more people covered in tree sap are switching to Ram.
Get $3,500 total bonus cash plus no monthly payments for 90 days on select 2022 Ram 1500 models and dealer stock.
We know y'all can cook real good, but sometimes the fam just wants Popeyes for dinner. And since our 10-piece box packs lots of our juicy mixed signature chicken everyone can enjoy, you want in too. Get it only at Popeyes.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more spa days, more of what you love. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. That's more cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Don't miss these big savings. Visit inflationbuster.com.
Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com.
5 breadsticks for my triple treat. 3 layers deep, 10 Cinnabon mini rolls to eat, and the pizza plus another pizza.
The triple treat box, only from Pizza Hut.
Villanova.
Can you believe this?
Takes on second-ranked UConn. It's time to play the game. Next Wednesday at 6 Eastern on FS1.
DePaul has some work to do, trailing by 20 points. Let's go inside Doug Bruno's huddle.
You have to execute. You're not just going to score because you want to. You have to execute offensively. We're going high-low. Darian, the ball has got to move in high-low. We're not just dribbling it in one spot and throwing it out of bounds.
You know, that's something that Doug Bruno talked to you and I about yesterday. He said something he's concerned sometimes with Darian is he doesn't want her to be a James Harden. He says this is not a knock on James Harden, but that's a different player at a different level. And if she becomes the position where she's dribbling too much and not moving the ball around, she's not as efficient.
Yeah, and it's not just on Darian. I mean, we were talking about one of those most recent possessions where there were 4 players standing within a couple feet of each other. So you're not helping out any of your teammates by being that crowded, but Doug's absolutely right. The ball has to get moving. The spacing needs to improve to really find some openings for this DePaul offense.
And when the ball has moved for DePaul, it feels so far away from the basket all game long. Like there with Holmes, and she's fine doing that for her second three-pointer.
And DePaul is a team who has traditionally thrown up a ton of threes. This year personnel is a little different, but Kendall Holmes certainly a player that you want her to take the shots when she has them.
2 3-pointers for Holmes here in the second half. Van Lith tries to bounce pass inside to Williams, swatted away by Morrow.
Jeff Walls livid over there, saying he heard the slap on the foul that was not called.
Morrow at the top of the key. Peebles loses the ball. It will stay actually here with DePaul.
And Anissa Morrow has been taking more threes this season. Actually, 25% of her attempts have been threes. She hasn't shot a very high percentage. Something for her to keep in mind, playing a little bit more strategically, looking at numbers. When is it a good shot?
That's 5 seconds, a turnover. You were mentioning the threes for Morrow. It's only 19% on the season for her, but Bruno said he likes his players to explore, to find their shot. He doesn't want to restrict them too much.
Yeah, and you have to respect that. I think it's something that comes from teammates and realizing how you can best impact your team in the role that you play.
Cochran on the baseline with an air ball. See if we find that ball movement. Rogers looking for Morrow inside. Double teamed. Boy, that's a tough shot.
Very tough, because it was, again, well defended. Van Lith knew that the lob was coming, stepped in to help, and Morrow able to shoot over the top of that double. But that's a better look for her instead of throwing up a three when you're shooting 20%.
Krislin Carr doing everything she wants today.
She just continues to be so impressive. She's impacted every aspect of this game and reads the defense and what's there. Should I take the shot or should I give it up? Really impressed by her.
Great feed tomorrow. Cannot roll it in, but will go to the line.
And now last couple of possessions, we talked about Anissa Morrow shooting the three. Last two possessions, she's gotten to the block, gotten something going to the rim, and that forces Olivia Cochran to have to head to the bench with 3 fouls. And that's something else Anissa Morrow can do when she stays around the block, is get her defenders in foul trouble.
You mentioned earlier, last year the offense didn't have to go through Anissa Morrow. She was able to be a little sneaky, but now she is the go-to factor. And Doug Bruno said that takes a little while to adjust to.
Yeah, DePaul had such a talented trio of veteran guards last season, and Sonia Morris, Lexi Held, Deja Church, that Anissa Morrow could just come in and do the simple things. Clean up on the offensive glass, rebound. Now she's a bit more of the focal point of this Blue Demons offense.
DePaul showing some little bit of life. They're actually outscoring Louisville here in the third quarter, but it feels like every time we say that, something for Louisville goes their way. This time it's a missed shot by Van Lith. Peebles drives and gets another foul.
And it's been a good response out of the timeout, where Doug Bruno, as we heard in the huddle, pleading his players to move a little bit more, to share the ball. And we're seeing much better spacing, which allows for a drive like this from Anea Peebles to even occur.
Maybe something DePaul can do to get back in this game is get to the line, because they have the free throw advantage. They've shot 10, although only made 6. Louisville's only shot 1 free throw today, but the fouls are piling up for the Cardinals.
And the free throw line is typically somewhere where Louisville excels.
That's
one
right.
of the best percentages I've seen from a team this season, men's or women's, 77%.
Here's another turnover for DePaul and another opportunity. Morrow inside, triple teamed. Forces up a shot with her left hand.
And it's hard to argue that she should pass out of triple teams when she comes up with a shot like that. That maybe could have been a foul as well.
Morrow's up to 17 points, 8 of them coming here in the third. Williams, no. And the ball is saved by the Blue Demons. A three-pointer here would cut the deficit to single digits. Instead, Peebles with a 2. Demons on a run.
Really impressive response here. As we mentioned, things have changed since Doug Bruno really lit into his players in that timeout about getting more movement on offense.
7-0 run.
Williams should have taken that right to the rim.
Carr from deep. Rebound to Allen. Here's that opportunity in a game, right? If you want to get back in it, you have to make a nice run and do a great run. Darian Rogers does just that, and she'll head to the line.
What's most impressive about that is Darian Rogers is known for being a three-point shooter, has knocked down a couple from behind the arc in this game, but she's not settling for the three. As a team, DePaul has been much more aggressive in the last couple of minutes. Darian Rogers takes it off the dribble. Help doesn't step in time. The bench is loving this moment.
The free throw is good, and the game hasn't been this close since it was 22-14.
Now if you're DePaul, you want to end on a strong defensive note here, not allow Louisville to get this lead back up before you head to the fourth quarter.
10 unanswered points for the Blue Demons. Baseline. It is pure for Liz Dixon, who's been a nice performance this third quarter after barely hearing from her in the first half. Oh, Peebles trying to do too much. She's on the ground, and that's a tie-up.
And that's just tough. You want to be smart there. Now a jump ball gives Louisville a second opportunity to score. When we were talking about trying to limit them at all. Now they're going to get a second look to close this quarter.
Eight seconds to go. Carr will bring it up. Only 12 points this quarter for the Cards, and it'll stay that way. What a performance by the home team to give themselves life and hope entering the final 10 minutes of the game, down now by only single digits.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Do you know about its camera? Like the way it fixes blurry photos.
It's a better way to watch live news, shows, and sports without cable. Watch multiple games at once with Multiview. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Next week, FS1 is proud to present All Access as Xavier takes on St. John's. Xavier head coach Sean Miller and St. John's head coach Mike Anderson will be mic'd live as the game comes your way commercial-free. You will go into every huddle and hear the play calls and halftime talks all live. You hear it as the players hear it. It's the ultimate all-access experience. December 28th, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, exclusively here on FS1. That is going to be fascinating, and it would be fascinating to know what both coaches are talking about in this game, because all of a sudden, DePaul has come back. You look at the third quarter stats, they still seem lopsided for Louisville, but the Blue Demons found some energy, went on a 10-0 run, and they're back in this thing.
Yeah, DePaul outscored Louisville 20-12 in that third quarter. They shot 46%. They held Louisville to just 37% shooting, and it really happened there in the final minutes of the third quarter. And I think DePaul needs to stick with that. More movement, really smart shot selection. I think only Holmes or Rogers should be taking threes, and Anissa Morrow reading the defense to be able to be her most effective self inside.
Morrow looking for position inside. DePaul also out-rebounded Louisville that quarter. Here's Morrow from deep. Rebound, fought for. Morrow comes away with it. A three ball from Rogers. And Carr has her 15th rebound of the game.
That's just ridiculous. 5'5".
Building on her career high performance. This time, it's a rebound for Peebles. Rogers is running. Runs into Van Lith and draws a foul on Van Lith. And this has not been a banner performance from one of the great players in the country, Haley Van Lith, who right now is sitting with only 6 points on 3 of 13 shooting.
Yeah, it's certainly been frustrating. At times, I think DePaul has really defended her well. At times, I think she's gotten great looks, shots she normally makes, and is just having a tough time, especially in that mid-range area tonight, it seems. She does have 5 assists.
Darian Rogers hits the first, approaching 20 points on the day.
Darian Rogers has been huge for DePaul in this game. It seems she is getting the points as DePaul makes these runs. She's been good from the three-point line, good from the free throw line.
Cochran inside. Fight for the ball. Morrow has it. Boy, the defense for DePaul has turned up recently.
Much better defended as the ball went into the post. It wasn't just a one-on-one undersized matchup. They sent a couple of other players to dig at the ball.
Carr on Rogers. Inside to Morrow. Great effort by Russell to go for the ball, but they'll say that's a foul on Russell, and she can't believe it.
She can't believe it. That's where I think playing smarter for DePaul. I don't think that's one you want to throw into the post. Look at how many red jerseys are right around. Player just got tangled up there. So DePaul gets lucky with a foul because that's just a really tough spot.
Check that. They called it on Morrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that could have gone either way, but you avoid that by not even trying to force the ball into a player who has 3 opponents crowding in on her.
The lead is down to only 7 for Louisville. Van Lith taking charge.
And you knew you can't keep her down. One of the nation's top scorers, shooting just 3 of 13. Love the confidence and aggression to get an easy one going to the rim.
Second leading scorer in the ACC, now has 8 points.
And what I would do is put a shooter on the side that Morrow is posting up, because then they can't help in on her as much.
Dangerous pass saved by Peoples. Floats up a shot and it's good. Quickly on the other end, it was almost an open opportunity for Louisville, but a steal by Kendall Holmes.
I would put Rogers. Well, Rogers is going to launch a deep one. I was going to say I'd put Rogers or Holmes on the side where Morrow is posting up instead of Peoples, because Peoples isn't a respected three-point shooter. That's why they're helping in on Morrow so much.
2 fouls in the last minute on Morrow. She's got 3 in the game. We have seen some impressive defensive possessions from DePaul that we didn't see at all in the first half, and almost another steal there by Peoples as I'm talking.
Yeah, this is a completely different defensive team from the first half, where at times they looked lazy getting down the floor, lazy on closeouts. Doug Bruno definitely said something to them at the half, because the intensity level has picked up tremendously on this end of the floor.
Carr with a career-high rebounds. Russell a career-high points. Cochran inside. That 2 will not count. They're calling traveling on Louisville.
Interesting. I thought it was great ball movement from Louisville to get that pass inside the post, but another stop for the Blue Demons.
Morrow wants it. Van Lith baseline. Peoples is right there to take it away. And then a foul on Louisville.
And we have to give Anea Peoples a lot of credit for the struggles that Haley Van Lith has had tonight. She's really doing a nice job of keeping the penetration contained. She's laterally really moving her feet, cutting off that baseline drive. Anea Peoples a big part of the reason why Haley Van Lith is well below her 20-point per game average tonight.
3 forced turnovers by DePaul the last minute and a half. They're down only 7. That's an open look for deep from Peoples.
I take it back. I had said a couple minutes ago that maybe Anea Peoples wasn't the one that the defense is not really paying attention to on the three-point line. Well, she makes it pay.
Peoples has a dozen. This is a 2-possession game. Van Lith from deep. What an answer.
She's a star. Stars showing up in the big moments. Short-term memory, not concerned about how many shots she's missed, just confidently puts that one up.
Driving the lane for an easy 2.
I'm starting to see more role players step up here.
Oh, the defense by DePaul is outstanding this second half.
Specifically Anea Peoples, the Notre Dame transfer. She's doing it all. She's getting on the ball, on the ground for loose balls. Monster block from Peoples.
Van Lith. The friendly bounce, touching all of the rim.
She's awoken. She is here for sure, and DePaul really has to make sure that she doesn't get going too well here in these final couple minutes.
Jones on Rogers, backing in, backing in. Rebound to Jones. Here comes Carr, all by herself, all alone for 2.
And that's what we saw more of in the first half from DePaul. You can't get lazy in transition defense in the last 5 minutes here.
It was down to a 4-point lead, and Louisville has responded to stretch it back to 9. Morrow's shot offline. Allen's shot will not go, but she'll head to the stripe. But how about Haley Van Lith coming alive when they needed her?
Yeah, the junior was off to a slow start offensively, but big-time players show up in the big moments. Jab step, drains the 3, and then a little mid-range game off the curl. Louisville looking to close this one out.
My A1C stayed here. It needed to be here.
Ray's A1C is down with Rybelsus.
I'm down with Rybelsus.
My A1C is down with Rybelsus.
In a clinical study, once daily Rybelsus significantly lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill. In the same study, people taking Rybelsus lost more weight. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rybelsus with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
You may pay as little as $10 per prescription.
Ugh, this rental car is so boring to drive.
Let's be honest. The rent-a-car industry is the definition of boring, and the reason can be found in the name itself. Rent a car? You don't want a friend. You want the friend. You don't want a job. You want the job. The is always over a. That's why we don't offer a car. We offer the car. 6th, rent the car.
Oh yeah, we need these, no? You know what we do need?
Top with everything.
We absolutely needed these.
Introducing Taco Bell's new 7-layer nacho fries.
I do not know what my breaking point is.
Go! Fight!
That's what I'm here to find out.
Special Forces World's Toughest Test, January 4th on Fox.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't. Driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
to know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
And you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
Christmas Day, it's a holiday edition of the NFL on Fox as Aaron Rodgers and the Packers take on Tua and the Dolphins. It all starts 12:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Back here in Chicago, the Cardinals have made a nice little run. Let's listen what it was like inside the huddle for Louisville and head coach Jeff Walz.
Like, this is crunch time. This is how good you want to be. All right.
Simple, to the point. I mean, that's exactly where we are right now in a close game.
Short and sweet, and you see that graphic right there. This team has been absolutely ridiculous on the road over the last couple of seasons, and simple messages like that, that's a reason why Louisville is one of 2 teams, along with UConn, who's been in the Elite 8 of each of the last 4 NCAA tournaments. Jeff Walz knows how to motivate his group, challenging them to finish this game strong, maybe a second half that they haven't been overly pleased with, allowing DePaul to creep back into this game. But it's all about this final 4 minutes and change here. Who's going to execute better? Who wants it a little bit more?
Jeff Walz, Doug Bruno, 2 head coaches in this matchup. They are both the winningest head coaches in their school program history. As Allen hits the first free throw. 2 great coaches, 2 star players in Morrow and Van Lith, and we've really seen Van Lith start to take over. She has been perfect 3 for 3 shooting in the 4th quarter. It's the final non-conference game for both schools. Almost another turnover from Anea Peoples. Van Lith driving. My goodness.
And I was just noticing that Peoples was not leaving Van Lith. She goes in to help, and Van Lith takes advantage of it, but an answer from Darian Rogers quickly on the other end.
Stars are coming out in crunch time. Rogers, the reigning Big East Player of the Week, thanks to a triple-double, the 6th in program history last week. Van Lith, the first-team All-ACC member. Carr's had a brilliant game, 16 rebounds, and she can shoot. 17 points as Carr hits her 3rd three-pointer of the day, and an immediate turnover by the Blue Demons.
What a clutch player she has been. She looks tired. That well-deserved. She's been all over the place. First year with the Cardinals. You almost have to quadruple check that. 17 points, 16 rebounds for the 5'5" point guard. Just an insane performance for her tonight.
They have hit an important scoring milestone. When they score 70 points or more, they almost never lose. They're up 72-61 as we approach 3 minutes left in the game. The defense for DePaul has stepped up in this 4th quarter, but a whistle on Jory Allen. Her 3rd.
And you're seeing discipline offensively from Louisville right now. They're using some clock. They're running through their motions. They're forcing DePaul to have to defend them for the full shot clock.
Jones corrals a tough pass, splits the defense, and there's another foul on DePaul. It's again on Allen.
And I think that's something that's underrated about Morgan Jones, who maybe hasn't had the offensive night that she's capable of, but she's able to draw a lot of fouls because of her ability to really put the ball on the floor and have some mismatches on her as a 6'2" wing.
Allen is our first player in foul trouble tonight. She's the only one with 4. It's also impressive what Louisville's doing, considering they've had 1 free throw attempt all night.
Really surprising. As you mentioned, a team that shoots 77% from the line just hasn't gotten there.
Carr, tough pass out to Jones, who corrals it. And Peoples really having a great second half, doing a lot of little things for DePaul.
Yeah, making winning plays, bringing the energy, especially on the defensive end.
Morrow flicks up a 3. And 4 Cardinals are in the paint to get the board.
When we talked about smart shot selection for DePaul, I believe that's now 1 of 6 from 3 for the Blue Demons here in the 4th quarter.
Peoples commits the foul on Van Lith. Louisville's 2nd free throw attempt of the game coming right here from Haley Van Lith, who's an amazing free throw shooter. 3rd best in the ACC, 88% on the season. Lefty drills them both.
Yeah, that's become a big part of her game this season, especially when her 3-point numbers are down a little bit. I'm sure they'll get back up, but she's gotten to the line more than 70 times already through the first 13 games.
What kind of offense will DePaul run? Rogers forces up a shot, but gets the whistle. She'll head to the line. That's now Cochran's 4th foul. One of the reasons this game got close dates back to Rogers at the end of the 2nd quarter, drilling a 3-pointer right at the buzzer. Might have contributed to some degree DePaul having an ounce of momentum coming into the 2nd half. They were still down 17, but again, it could have been 20.
Yeah, that was certainly a big swing. Rogers has been really impressive from the line, but there was definitely more of a defensive response from DePaul out of the locker room that's allowed them to make this a tight game.
Full court pressure here. Carr splits the defenders, wiggles across.
Such a luxury to have a one-woman press break like that. No matter what a team is going to throw at you, you put the ball in her hands, and she's going to break the press on her own.
Peoples goes for the steal but misses it. Instead, Rogers comes away with it. Forcing turnovers has helped DePaul this fourth quarter. Peoples, a tough shot. The rebound, and she'll head to the line.
Again, really have to applaud the energy and the effort levels that Anaya Peoples has brought, especially here in the second half.
That'll do it for Olivia Cochran. Her 5th foul. She is out. 9 points, couple boards. She was very effective early in the game. She scored 6 points quickly in the first quarter as part of an 11-0 run to give the Cards the lead. But she's done for the rest of the day.
You could tell she's a bit frustrated there as coach gives her some pieces of advice. I thought DePaul was much more physical with her in the post and didn't just allow for one-on-one coverage, sent her double and triple teams.
Peoples gets the deficit back to single digits. DePaul's starting to run out of time. Carr. Whistle on the floor.
And again, the value of a player like Chrislyn Carr, as we've seen her do the last 2 possessions, you make it that your team is almost impossible to press, because no matter what you do, it seems that she's going to be able to break through it and make something happen. So that's an underrated aspect as well that she brings to this Cardinals team.
This is quite a game from Chrislyn Carr. She's now tied her season high with 19 points, has a career high 16 rebounds as well.
I've really just loved her demeanor in the game as well. She's been all business-like, never rushed, never out of control.
Rogers, the bounce pass to Peoples for 2. Doug Bruno will take this opportunity to call a timeout. Well, what's better in your stocking Christmas Day than Fox Holiday Hoops? The Big East preseason favorite Creighton Blue Jays take on the DePaul Blue Demons in a conference showdown directly after the NFL. Sunday, 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central, only on Fox.
That's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen have a Christmas Day game. Greg McDermott would certainly love a win in his stocking. The Blue Jays skidding a bunch. But back to this game. How about these two? It's been Chrislyn Carr throughout, doing everything. 19 points, 16 rebounds. Haley Van Lift has really come alive in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, and have a tremendous amount of respect for what she's been able to do after starting off not so well from the floor, but continuing to stay confident and seek out her shots.
Van Lith had 6 points the first 30 minutes of action. She's had 11 here in the fourth quarter. And remember, DePaul got this down to a 4-point deficit, had momentum on their side, had the home crowd on their side. Louisville was able to turn that away. They're now 85 seconds away from another road victory, which would be 4 in a row for them.
And the best players in their conference across the country want the ball in their hands in the big moments. And she did it not in a way that was ball hogging or anything like that, but getting good looks. Credit to her teammates as well, who screened well for her to get open, but she really has shown up here in the fourth.
Van Lith receives the pass. DePaul needs to force a turnover and almost got one there.
And that's exactly where you don't want to dribble, is into the corner where you have the sideline as a defender. So you want to keep the ball in the middle of the floor.
Almost half of the turnovers Louisville's lost in this game have come in the fourth quarter. 7 of the 15. There's a foul. Carr will head to the line.
And this is where Louisville is a really dangerous team. As we mentioned, we haven't seen them much at the line in this game, but as a team, 77%. That's definitely the highest percentage I've seen. A lot of teams this year in the 60s.
Carr herself shoots 78%. I mean, it's such a weapon when you have a team that can do that. When they played Kentucky earlier this year, they made 33 free throws. The team is a perfect 7 of 7 from the line. Remember, they only had 1 free throw attempt in the first 3 quarters. Rogers, the hook shot, falls into a swarm of Cardinals. And that's a foul as Liz Dixon was trying to get rid of it.
The Cardinals defense really picked things back up after a couple-minute stretch, allowing DePaul to get back into the game. They've really been pushing the players away from the basket, away from the block, as we've seen Rogers had to kind of throw up a couple of runners in this game. Not very high percentage looks.
This is a Louisville team you mentioned. They made the Final Four last year. They've been to the Elite Eight 4 straight seasons. This year started the year number 7 in the AP preseason poll. Had a few losses. South Dakota State was a loss. Middle Tennessee was a loss. They've also got some good wins against Kentucky and Texas. Barring a miracle, are about to pull off a nice road win against a Big East team.
The game changer for me in this game has been Kristlyn Carr.
Yep.
The duo of her and Van Lith at the 1-2 spot. Morgan Jones didn't really get it going offensively, but you see on paper the weapons and how they can all fit in together as they're continuing to develop this chemistry. And then at times they were really good on the defensive end as well.
Jones draws the foul.
And we mentioned that on her last drive. She's continuing to be able to draw fouls, even if she's not necessarily knocking down from the outside or from the mid-range area.
So the 5-game winning streak for DePaul is going to come to a close. They'll fall to 9-4 on the season. Their head coach still says we are a work in progress, and they're not at full strength, certainly not what they thought they would be at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they're missing 2 guards who they thought would be starting, but that's the reality now, and you have to figure out how do we get better. You obviously have 2 great offensive pieces in Rogers and Morrow, but I think where they could just continue to improve as a team is getting better at reading defenses and how to best help their teammates based on the coverages.
They've got 7 days off for the holiday. The next Wednesday, home against Providence. For Louisville, 8 days off until ACC play starts. What a win for the Cardinals. Dominant in the first half. Faced a scare from DePaul in the 3rd quarter, and halfway through the 4th, came on strong and proved to be the better team.
And really impressive. They've been on the road for most of this month. Now their 4th straight road victory, and I think there were some important moments in this game. Points of the game where they really had things flowing, points where they had some adversity and had to battle back, especially really lock back in on the defensive end. Kristlyn Carr, outstanding performance, and then Haley Van Lith really got it going in the 4th.
Carr ends up with 21 points and a career-high 17 rebounds. Our final score, Louisville 81, DePaul 67. For our whole crew and Kim Adams, I'm Mike Hall. Thanks so much for watching.